Hoş geldiniz çocuklarım ve hepsini yeni öğrenciler. Welcome my children and all new students. My name is Mr. Katop and this is my library. I'm glad you joined us today because we're continuing to read a brand new book entitled Rigel and Piper Shout to Africa. It's by R.J. McCutcheon. It's a long one, so like and subscribe right now so you won't miss any of the exciting chapters. Remember, in Chapter 4, Rigel and Piper went up Baobab Falls to relax, and we found out that their father got shot while attending church. I like how his desire for revenge is compared to the Count of Monte Cristo, a famous story of a man falsely imprisoned who escaped to punish the people who put him there. It was written by Alexander Dumas, who also authored an even more famous book, maybe you've heard of it, The Three Musketeers. Besides that, we also learned that anthrax is not contagious, but it spreads by infecting patches of lush green grass that other animals wander into. Apparently, it survives in the grass as something called an endospore until the next animal breathes it in, gets sick and dies, only to fertilize another patch of grass. Then the whole cycle continues. That's alarming. I wonder, how do you fight against that? To find out, we have to keep reading. Hazirmian, are you ready? Chapter 5 is called Phoenix Falling.
Help! 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 Help!
Good afternoon. Oh, Dennis, is Baobab Station always this exhausting? No, Miss Doctor. When there are babies to feed, though, it is the medical staff's responsibility at night. My rangers will gladly cover daytime duties after breakfast, so you can get some sleep. Yeah, last night I slept for like 10 minutes before some strange animal calls woke me up. What exactly was that? Even Weeba was growling as she hid under my blanket. That was not an animal, Miss Doctor. That was Elimu Makambi, although now he calls himself Karuti Kwamumfalm. He's the local witch doctor. What was he doing out there? Oh, he must have heard that we captured more sick zebra, so he came straight away to take credit for their misfortune. Then he just hung about, babbling on about awakening shadow and flame. So you just went out and talked to him? By yourself? Oh, Elimo and I went to school together as boys. I know how to handle him. Besides, real evil always plays both sides. It doesn't boast about how bad it is like he was doing. Do not go near him on your own, though, Miss Doctor. For you, it is not safe to confront men obsessed with such darkness. Okay, I won't. I am curious, though. What did you do to get him to leave? I gave him a donut. What? Seriously? I thought to myself, maybe he's hungry, and no one will refuse a double chocolate donut. And the chanting witch doctor said, "Hey, thanks," and went home to bed? Oh, I am ashamed to say, Miss Doctor, that I had to play along with his little game just for a moment. I put that donut in a fruit box, and I placed it on the ground a stone's throw away from him. Then, with as much vigor as my sleepy self could muster, I shouted, "My God curses you, O American sweetbread! Whatever animal eats you will immediately return home and sleep for the next 12 hours. And your friend ate it and just left? Yes, he's probably getting up just now, even though he's been awake for 3 or 4 hours. The power of belief is a force not to be trifled with. I'll remember that. It actually sounds like something my dad says. Then you would be wise to listen to your father, Miss Doctor." Right then, Gemma walks into the station carrying a trekking backpack with her hair all wet. "Did you go for a swim up at the falls?" "Yeah. After these all-nighters, I just take my bag up there and camp. It's easier to sleep to the splashing of water than to these big lugs tromping about outside my room. Then when I do wake up, I just go for a nice little swim." "Spoken like a true African. Your great-grandfather would be proud of you. I remember when he put those ladder platforms in. I was just a boy at the time, but I still recall his dream to have his children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren make the climb to enjoy his paradise found, and you are doing just that. Baobab Falls is your family home too? Yes, kind of. I grew up in South Africa, but every summer holiday, my father would bring us here to visit Grammy, his mother. Uncle Malcolm probably spent last night in the same bed I used to sleep in. He's my grandmother's brother. Forgive me, but is it intruding if I go up there and enjoy the grass mat next to the falls? It really is in the most perfect place ever. Thank you, I put it there, and you are not intruding at all. Please go and enjoy yourself as much as you can. It would make my grandfather proud to know you also find refuge in his sanctuary, especially because you are here to help the animals he loved. Oh, do animals ever make it up there? When Granny and Uncle Malcolm were kids, apparently a troop of yellow baboons climbed the cliff face. I remember it. Your great-grandfather was steamin' mad. How'd they get them out? It is the most perfect place ever for baboon headquarters. Oh, the entire family put on leopard skins and camped up there for a whole week. I can still hear the baboons shrieking. Those leopard skins were so hot, but after that week, we never saw those baboons again. So you grew up here too, Dennis? Yes, Miss Doctor. My father was the head ranch hand at the time, working for Gemma's family. He was still here when the government repurposed the land as a game preserve extending Serengeti National Park. He would be pleased to pieces to know that you are now the chief ranger here, Dennis. Thank you, miss. Gemma, what happened to your family when the land was repurposed? Granny got to keep her small farm because great-grandfather purchased the land from the government. It was her wedding present. But Uncle Malcolm lost all 25,000 acres because it was bestowed by royal decree, and we are no longer under the British crown. He was relocated to a couple hundred acres of scrubby nothin' just outside the park. He's making the most of it, though. The main farm is well irrigated now and looks like a desert oasis. I hope he's not too bitter about it. No, he took it like a real gentleman. He still gets upset, though, when outsiders come here to his family home and act all remarkable. Laughing with Dennis, then looking to Piper, Gemma explained. Dr. Abel's full name is Bemerken Swert. Here he goes by the English version, Re, with an H, middle name Mark, and last name Abel. Remarkable? His name is actually Dr. Remarkable? That's worse than a guy I know whose name was Friend Lee Doctor. Man, and I get upset over my silly initials. Friendly Doctor, I like it. Uncle Malcolm can't wait for Dr. Abel to leave. Dr. Abel is hardly ever here to cause serious problems. He always has important responsibilities elsewhere. He'll get promoted soon, and your uncle will never have to see him again. Speaking of which, what is Malcolm doing back so soon? Yes, I thought your brother Rigel was picking up the fresh milk in the Piper. Sorry. It's okay. Now that I'm here, I guess you're going to have to start calling those flying zebras Piper planes. Hey, you grumpy old farmer. Did you fill up my Ford? Yes. And the fresh goat's milk is in the back. Gemma, love, will you fetch one of your test kits? Anthrax test kits? For Phoenix? It's only been a day, and he never came in contact with the infected zebra. And anthrax isn't contagious. We've been over this. Either you're mistaken or your cart nag picked it up somewhere else. Sir, I do not allow my horse to graze indiscriminately from mysterious green patches on the African veldt. I'm well aware that is where a sick animal last stood. Got the kit? Let's open up the back here and let old Phoenix out. Hold him tight. This is the horse version of a nasal flu test. I had to shove the swab up his nose and halfway to his brain. Ew, I hate those. Got it. And into the test kit we go. The sweats he's experiencing could just be from an infected foot. It doesn't look infected, and the swelling has mostly gone down. I got suspicious this morning when I heard him coughing, so I left him at my sister's place. Still in the trailer to keep him from walking too much on the swollen foot? Yes, but in the shade and with plenty of water. I even took the top off the trailer. Then I drove to my farm and got the goat milk for the zebra foals. How was he when you got back to him? Coughing, shivering, and sweating, telltale signs of early anthrax infection. I still think that's impossible. The test strip's turning pink. Oh no, he does have anthrax. How about now, Dr. Remarkable? I'll get the first round of antibiotics. Keep a record of it, Vet Tech. We will have to bill you for your horse's veterinary care. It is impossible that he became infected while at our facility. We wish you the best of luck for his recovery. Then, before anyone could add a word, Dr. Abel stormed up the steps and into Baobab Station. I'm sorry. We caught it early enough. Phoenix will rise again. This isn't the first time Africa has tried to kill him. How did he get the name Phoenix? I cut him out of his mother's belly after a prideless teenage lion was dumb enough to kill her. What happened to the lion? Every night when I sit down to read, I rest my feet on his cold, yellow hide.